Hello and welcome to My Tribe. I'm your host, Coach Mags. It is International Women's Month, and I'm so excited to introduce my sister and friend all the way from the United Kingdom, Dr. Mercy Chieza. Welcome. For those that don't know you, who is Dr. Mercy?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Pastor Mags. My name is Tsitsi Mercy, aka DTM. I am an advocate educator that specializes in strengthening the healthcare responses to domestic abuse. I train institutions and churches, organizations. I train clubs. I train schools on how to respond with clarity and and trauma sort of informed care to issues of domestic abuse, domestic violence and abuse. My work includes specialist support to women within the criminal justice system and survivors of domestic violence and abuse. My work involves working with victims of sexual violence, victims of FGM, forced marriages, honor-based violence, modern slavery, and human trafficking. I am the founder of Equipped for Excellence Women's Ministry International. We have branches in Cape Town, Zimbabwe, and Ireland. You can find out a little bit more about Equipped for Excellence on our website. Our latest project is a podcast called The Folded Truth, and follow us on The Folded Truth. It's a platform dedicated to unpacking the hidden layers of trauma, the hidden layers of abuse, the hidden layers of the criminal justice system, the hidden layers of healing. That's in a nutshell all about who Tsitsi Mercy is. Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot. Now, I've known Dr. Mercy from way back when we were serving in the UK as leaders, and she's an amazing woman, and I definitely want you to get in touch with her. Now, it's International Women's Month. What message do you have for the women that are listening from around the world?
Wow, thank you so much, Pastor Mags. International Women's Month has been really phenomenal this month. I think this year, there's something that's in the air. There's something that's in the atmosphere that has, been resonating with a lot of women in terms of just empowering women to, think outside of the box. Execute outside of the box. So it has been a really special International Women's Month this particular year, 2026. I want to take a moment maybe to speak into the life of a woman, or perhaps even a man who is watching, who feels as if they are somehow on some sort of a timer. And I just want to try and sort of set the record straight, because in the 5+ decades that I have lived, I have come to realize that our purpose does not expire. I've come to realize that our biological clock is not our prophetic clock. So your biological clock is not your prophetic clock. This is very personal to me, as I am a woman, like I said, in her late 50s, who sometimes, this is a sort of stage where many women start feeling like you're running out of time. You feel like your clock is ticking, and you start feeling as if it's too late to start a business, or you start feeling it's too late to go back to school, or you start feeling it's too late to leave an abusive relationship, or you start feeling that, it's too late for you to start all over again. Or maybe you start feeling, my God, it's too late to heal. I might as well just live in it. I might as well just handle it. I might as well just be that black, strong black woman. And sometimes in that stage of life, you start feeling like it's too late for me to answer the call of God. And that's the woman I want to speak to today. The woman who feels as if it's too late. It's just a message that I feel that God has really pressed upon my heart for International Women's Day. And everywhere you're turning, if you're a woman who is listening to me, maybe you're a woman who is of a certain age, maybe you've just gone over your 40s, or you've gone over your 30s, or you're gone over your 50s, or you're in your 60s, and everywhere you're turning, whether it's social media or it's family or it's work, all you're hearing is the sound of the clock ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick
Mhm,
tock.
mhm.
The ticking of society, the ticking of the clock of comparison. When you hear the ticking of the clock of expectations, when your biological clock is ticking, and all you're hearing is tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. But I want to help someone here,
Excellent.
today. I want to help you silence that clock. I want to
Wow.
help you silence that clock, because your biological clock is not your prophetic clock. And as a
Wow.
domestic abuse advocate, I hear and I sit down with many victims who have lost years and years because of silence. They've lost years in silence. They have lost years in that sort of survival mode. They've lost years in that sort of, shrinking themselves to stay safe.
Mm,
Women who've lost years believing the lies that has been spoken over them.
mm.
And in my job, I've witnessed how trauma can really affect the body, how trauma can affect the mind, how
Wow.
trauma can affect your confidence. And
Mm,
I've witnessed many women delay their dreams. I've
wow.
witnessed many women, because sometimes we are busy trying to breathe again, and in that trying to breathe again, we feel almost as if life has let us down. And I've watched women who have gifts, like women who are gifted,
Mm,
talented,
mhm.
women with potential, to quietly try to convince themselves that it's too late for me. I've seen women who have been called into corridors of influence, who feel that now, because of the certain age I'm in, it's too late for me. I've
Wow.
seen women who have been called to stand on platform, political platform, maybe platforms in their bloodlines, platforms in their
Mhm.
careers, platforms in different spheres of life, and they've been called, they're anointed, they're appointed, they've got the potential, the gifting is there, but they're feeling that it's way too late.
Wow.
Way too late. That's the woman I want to speak to today. There's
Mhm.
there's there's a story in the Bible that I love, and I just want to help somebody who feels that, what, maybe make this make sense to me. Yeah. The other day there was a woman in the Bible called Sarah, in Genesis chapter 21. The Bible says that she was aged. She was of a certain age. She was probably like Dr. Mercy here. She was a woman who was in her late 50s, and a woman whose body clock is saying too late, too
Mhm.
late, impossible. But what I love about Sarah's story is that heaven did not consult her hormones.
Yeah.
Heaven
Yeah.
did not consult her hormones. Heaven just fulfilled the promise. The Bible
Wow.
tells us that as she actually conceived in old age. That means to you and I, she conceived while the tick-tock of society was clocking. She,
Wow.
she conceived while the tick-tock of comparison was clocking. She conceived while the tick-tock of her biological clock was ticking. It was
Mhm.
going tick-tock, tick-tock. Society was saying you can't. Society was saying it's not possible. Communities were looking at her saying she's unable to. She convinced. When sometimes you convince yourself based on external circumstances and people's judgment of you that it's too late. But she conceived not when society was expecting her. She conceived not when biology, was telling her one thing or the other. She conceived when prophecy aligned.
Mm, mm, mm.
She conceived when her biological clock had stopped. Her biological clock said no. Her body was saying no. It was screaming, you can't, you will not be able to carry a baby. But her prophetic clock had just struck midnight. That
Wow.
means there was hope for her. Listen,
Mm,
no matter how old you are, there is a prophetic time that is called for such a time as this. That's what I like to call the preparation. And your preparation is not delay. Listen to me. There are times, there are times of obscurity, and you feel, my goodness, no one is watching, no one is listening, no one cares, no one is paying attention. Listen, it's not punishment. That is your moment of preparation. There are times when you feel like everything is silence. When invitations are silent, when you feel like friends are silent, when you feel like family is silent, when you feel like the career progression is silent, when you feel like everything around you is silent, listen, it's not rejection. Sometimes God is building a weight in you. And when
Right.
God is building a weight in you, listen to me, weight takes time. Weight takes discipline. I think about the woman at the well. The Bible says that she had 5 relationships behind her. She had an ugly reputation following her. But
Right.
the Bible says there was a man named Jesus who met her where? At the well. Sometimes we're trying to navigate and orchestrate things and think, I need to be there, I need to be there, I need to be there. Listen, stand still. Where you are, God will meet with you. Jesus met her at the well. He didn't meet her when she was perfect. If you're still waiting to look perfect, if you're still waiting to sound perfect, if you're still waiting to drive a perfect car, live in a perfect house, be in a perfect neighborhood, have a perfect relationship, honey, you will wait. Jesus did not meet the woman at the well when she was young. It had nothing to do with her age. So sometimes you're looking and you're thinking, it's tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Your biological clock is ticking. But the woman at the well, she did not meet him when she was tidy, when she was put together, the manicure, the pedicure, she had the right wig, she had the right complexion, she had the right, no. She just met him as she was. Jesus met her in the middle of her mess. You may be listening to me today and you are that woman who feels, look, my biological clock is ticking and I'm in a mess. I've gone through issues and what. Jesus came to her and met her at the well in the middle of her mess. She became that voice in the city. The Bible says she went and said, come. She went around saying, come. Let me tell you about this man. I've met a man who knows who told me everything about me. Listen, I don't care what you've done, who you've done it with, where you've done it with, whatever. God does not make your purpose expire because of your circumstances. All he does is simply activate it. So hear me, somebody. Your biological clock is not your prophetic clock.
That is good.
Who told you that 35 was too late? Who told you that 45 is too old? Who told you that becoming a mother means you're disqualified from running that business, disqualified from running for that office, disqualified from standing and walking in corridors of influence? And who told you that divorce ended your destiny? The devil is a liar. What if the years that you thought were lost, all those years that you thought were lost, maybe you were actually in leadership training? What if that delay was God just building discernment, it was building resilience in you? And what if that struggle was God building internal stamina? God does not rewind your clock. Listen, he redeems our timeline. Listen, that clock, it matters, maybe, but it's your biological clock is not your prophetic clock. Heaven is not anxious. Like God is not, he's not worried. He's not anxious about your age.
That's good.
Heaven is not intimidated by your history. Heaven is not confused about your timeline. I don't know who I'm speaking to tonight. Yes. Your biological clock, that doesn't matter to God. Your prophetic clock is what measures your readiness, not your biological clock, not how you feel, not how your body looks, not how tall, how short you are. Some of us are vertically challenged, but my prophetic clock measures me according to my readiness. And readiness is not about age, it's not about status, it's not about class. Readiness is about alignment. Readiness is about alignment. Some flowers, they bloom in spring. Hello,
Mm,
somebody. Some
mm,
flowers, they bloom in autumn. Both are very intentional. They are both very beautiful, but
mm,
different season. Because listen, if you're breathing, if you're standing, if you're someone who is still dreaming, it's not too late. Purpose does not expire. It
that is true.
matures. And when it matures, it carries weight. And when it carries weight, it carries wisdom. When it carries wisdom, it carries authority. And if you feel like you have entered late in this game, whatever you assume is what is late for you, I want you to take this home with you. Your
Mm,
biological clock is not your prophetic clock. Your purpose does not expire. Your purpose matures. I want you to take these things home. Delay is development. It is not a no from God.
mhm.
Whatever you've been delayed, whether it's starting that course, whether it's that degree. I saw the other day, Pastor Mag, or rather, should I say Dr. Mag? Dr. Mags, I mean, come on, delay is development. Trauma does not cancel destiny. Hear me, somebody. Issues in our lives that happen, they don't cancel our destiny. God redeems our timelines. He does not consult our ages or our hormones because, my God, if He did, I would be one woman sitting and just wasting away. Because my hormones will tell me one thing, my age will tell me one thing, but God does not consult my age or my hormones.
That is
My
good.
biological clock is not my prophetic clock.
That
Write
is
the book. Start that company. Start that
amen.
course. Stop
Amen.
negotiating with fear. If you're
Mm,
listening to me, you're the sound of my voice. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop
that's good.
shrinking to fit into rooms you were sent to lead. You were
Mm,
called to stand
mm,
and to lead in that space. But you're shrinking. You walk in and you're shrinking. You survived what should have silenced you, what should have killed you, perhaps. Maybe you endured what should have ended you. What am I saying? I'm saying write that book,
that's
build
good.
that business, build that house, birth
That's
that vision, release that thing. Whatever God has called you to do on this side of life, do
mm.
it well and do it now. Your biological clock is not your prophetic clock. Thank you.
Wow, that was so, so good and so powerful. I know women around the world have been blessed by your message. How can people get hold of you?
So people can go hold of us on our website, www.equipforexcellence.org, or you can get hold of us, admin at equipforexcellence.org.uk. I will also post my socials on in the comment section, maybe in the link. I'm not sure how it works here. Dr. Mag, I'm not sure. But we'll post the details, and we are taking now, I think we are getting into our um, second quarter in April. We're getting into our second quarter of mentorship. So if you want to sign up, if you want to get hold of us, if there's anything specific you want to know, we'll be running courses on DVA and all aspects to do with with domestic violence and abuse.
Awesome. Thank you so, so much, Dr. Mercy. And there you have it. My Tribe family, get in touch with her if you need coaching, if you need counseling, if you need help on all the things she mentioned. I know Dr. Mercy personally, and you will be blessed and helped. There you have it, my tribe family. You are not an island. Find your tribe, locate your tribe, and invest in your tribe, just like I invest in my tribe family over the UK, like Dr. Mercy. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Thank you.